Hey friends, hello, hello, happy greetings to all of us, to you, wherever you are around the world. Thanks for tuning in. I am Jennifer from Personal Power Wellness. Happy weekend if you listen to this on your weekend. And the title of the video today is Don't Let a Piece of Cake Derail Your Long-Term Goals or efforts or progress in your health. Because I think probably the majority of us will want a piece of cake or like a piece of cake or some kind of treat. It could be a croissant, it could be a biscuit, it could be a burger, pizza, or a piece of chocolate, whatever it is. It's depending on what your preferences are. And so for me, for instance, today, I actually I went to a local restaurant called Bateel, Bateel Coffee, and I passed by last night and I saw how nice the pastries are, which I've never had in my life after 10 years in Dubai. And you know, at some point you sort of get fed up with just controlling so much, trying to be so good about whatever it is you want to be good about, you know, like, no, everything you say is no, can't have that, no, can't have that, no, can't have that. You know, it's like, oh, what can you have? You already know what you can have. You can have vegetables and fruits, basically, right? Or if you're on the high protein kick and that's your plan, or if you're doing keto, that's a whole other set of rules and restrictions, and there's always a lot of no's in that too. No grains, no bread, no carbohydrates, not even vegetables. You can only have fat if you're really a you know, like a really accurate ketonian person. I'm not keto, I've never been keto, I'm not interested in that, but it's also another example because this message can be translatable across the different diets that are in the world, which are like so abundant. So anyway, the point of this message is that I saw last night some of their options at Cafe Bateel, and so this is the package. I'll show you right now. This is what it is. And you know what's funny is that I thought, you know, they look so fancy and they look so pretty. And let's see how we can open this up. So we got that. All right, so this one is a date cake. So it looks really nice. I'm usually not someone who does a lot like cream. I'm not a big fan, but it looks so pretty. And in the display, it looked especially elegant. And all the pastries were really pretty and elegant. But I'm the kind of person I like more like texture, like a bread texture, moist textures, things like that. So anyway, I said fine. You know what, as I said, like, you just get fed up with controlling everything so much. So it's fine, I'm gonna have a piece and it's gonna be fine. But before I do that, I wanted to share with you, if you're in the same situation from time to time, before you go for your treat, if it's like a cake or a donut or a pastry or whatever it is, I would like to share, and I invite you to consider that before you have the first bite of it, you can have something healthy first. So this is my melons mix. This is a melon and blueberry, and I had it frozen, and so now it's defrosted, and I'm going to blend it up quickly with some celery and ginger. So it's going to be like a smoothie type thing. So we're going to pop that in. We're going to blend it up. And I'm gonna try it out. Never had this, but I usually always have melon first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. And yeah, I just want to use them. Otherwise, I fear that they will go bad, and then I just have to toss it, the melons, I mean. So that's what this is. So let's go ahead and blend up this this melon, celery, ginger blend, and I have faith that it's going to be just fine. So there we go, we're all plugged in, and awesome. I hope you get a good angle there. So first I check the machine is off. The tamper is not under the lid because I tried that one time mistakenly and it damaged the previous tamper that I had, which was the ideal one for this blender. And then I had to order another one from Amazon that is not the right length, so it doesn't really get down in there when you're making like banana ice cream or getting those purees. So, but it still works. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we did it. It's nice when you work with melons because they're very water rich, very hydrating, but that means that they will blend quickly. And there's no fat in this, concoction. It's just the fruits. So I'm going to put this to the side and let's show you how it looks. So this is it. And here we are. There we are. So this is the melon and celery ginger combo, which I said we're gonna enjoy a little bit before we have our cake from Bateel. I'm not gonna have the whole cake. I'm gonna try some of it, but for now, this is my tip to us guys and girls and ladies and gentlemen, is that if you're about, if you're considering, oh man, I'm going to go off my plan and I'm just gonna bite the bullet, I'm gonna do it, then I suggest that you balance it out. It's not that it's bad, it's not that it's because I try to get away these days from labeling foods as good or bad, because it then sets you up for a tension and a frustration when you eventually want to have the thing that's bad, because that's how our nature is. We're like, oh, you can't do that? Well, let me break that rule. Because, well, at least for me, I noticed that I tend to have this rebellious streak in my psyche where it's like, oh, you can't do that? Well, let me try it out. And the thing is, I set the rules for myself, which is like hilarious. So this is what it is. So we're going to, what I also do a lot is, as you may know, I weigh my food because that way I can keep track of my portions. And that's another tip for you if you're someone who wants to follow some kind of healthy regime or whatnot. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna actually put this light right here so that it sort of looks anyway, whatever. So we're going to, looks kind of funny, weird-ish, but that's what we got. And I know that it's the vitamins and the minerals and the content of the benefit of what I'm going to try out. And that's 253 gramaroonies. You see that? So yeah, so this is it. And let's go ahead and give it a taste test. Never had this mix before. I just thought of it because it's what I have available, and that's something that we probably all do in our kitchens, right? You get home sometimes after work, or you're preparing a weekend meal, but the weekend sometimes the families, they don't necessarily cook a lot. They try to rest, especially, well, my mother likes to rest, and I think maybe we all do that. Or you take the time to cook more because you have the time. So it's really dependent on your situation. And let's grab a spoon. All right, so melons and celery and ginger. I feel the ginger, which is good for your digestion. It's an anti-inflammatory. It kills pathogens in the body. it's good for your joints. It improves digestion. It soothes the muscle tissue of the stomach, especially if you suffer with gastritis or GERD, esophageal reflux disease, and even if you've had or have H. pylori, which most of us do have, and we don't even know about it, which comes from the food we're eating, and it's like a foodborne type of pathogen. So yeah, ginger. And as I've mentioned before, melons can be consumed alone or with maybe green leafy vegetables, but that's why I paired it with celery, because celery is a very light, water-rich, green leafy vegetable. There was no added water in this, by the way, because the melons already had a lot of water content, and the ginger to give it a kick. Now, what I will say, it's not sweet at all, but at least I'm supporting my digestion by facilitating the digestive process with this smoothie blend, which is what most people do when they have smoothies. They're breaking the cell wall of the fruit or the vegetable or the food that's being consumed, so that way it'll be more easy to process by your body, and it'll go through your system more quickly, smoothly, and you shouldn't have any kind of digestive upset or discomfort. Not with this one, because there's no added fat, nothing to make it complicated. So yeah, so that's good for that. And then after, I'll just wait for that to settle, and then I'm gonna try, yeah, the piece of date cake that I mentioned. Let me see if I take it out. So this is it. It's very pretty, and you know, this is a way that pastries really capture our attention. They look very pretty and nicely presented. It looks so innocent and benign, and I have no idea how many calories it has, but I'm glad I chose it because it does not have a lot of cream except the top, and not sure I'll be having that all in one go. I usually take my time if I have something like this, and I won't necessarily eat it all in one sitting. So yeah, and then I'll probably have it with a little bit of banana because I like that consistency and that mix, how it blends. But that's it. So basically, to conclude and summarize, the purpose of my message was, if you're considering having something like a cake or a donut or a pizza or a waffle or whatever, or pancakes, consider having a bite or two or a couple of bites, or start with something healthy first. So that way the first thing that you're putting in your body is not that ultra processed or very refined or highly palatable, very rich, decadent type of treat, but rather you're conditioning yourself that you're in control, you're not out of control, you don't feel like an animal that's just on a you know, off the rails, and you're just like whatever, but you're like, hey, I'm gonna do this, but I'm also going to continue with my health kick and then my usual trend, and just keep it going. Because what you learn is that it's not about perfection. We can only know about perfection through maybe examples that we see in others, but we don't even know that they're being perfect all the time. So we can only strive to do our best and to follow your course and to follow your trend. So keep progressing. Sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You go up 2 stairs and then you come back, you know, you come back 1 step. And that way, though, you're making a slow but gradual and steady progress. And you can include some balance and variety and some other interesting things in your diet, in your lifestyle, in your regime, and even share experiences with others if you're going to share this with someone. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in from Jen at Personal Power Wellness with our not sweet at all. I'm thinking to add honey to this, to be honest, because yeah, it's just not really sweet, but things don't have to be sweet. I'm a fruitarian, so So I'm used to having like delicious mangoes and delicious melons that are nicely sweet, but it's important to not be dependent on that, because then it can set you up for failure by becoming addicted to sugar, and that includes processed sugar. So let's not go down that rabbit hole. Thank you, friends. I hope that you enjoyed with my balance. See, this is what we got. We've got a cake and melon fruit smoothie, and it's about balance in this moment in time, from me to you. So thank you for tuning in from Personal Power Wellness, and I'll see you soon, and enjoy whatever you're having. Try it out this weekend. You're gonna have that splurgy treat, then pair it with something beneficial, maybe with a fruit, maybe with a set of vegetables, steamed vegetables, something that you know is clean in your world. Take care, God bless you, much love, and see you next time from Personal Power Wellness Life Coaching. Bye-bye.